You are now tuned in to In the Mix with Millie. Everybody, welcome back. I'm gonna jump straight into it because it's a lot to talk about. So this shit is ghetto. I know if y'all read the title, then you saw that that's what this is called for today. This shit is ghetto. Um, and by this shit, I mean adulthood. It's great. We as kids always like, oh, I can't wait till I'm grown. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna stay up as late as I want to. I'm gonna have as much money as I want. And literally, the 20, 30-year olds of this world right now, we are going through it. The cost of living is going up, the cost of rent, groceries, gas. Don't even, I'm gonna get to the gas in a minute. But the cost of everything has gone up. The only thing that has not gone up is the minimum wage nationwide. That is a problem. And here's why. We, the working class, the middle class, whatever you want to call it, we can't afford to live. Yeah, I can afford to pay my rent, but I can barely afford to put gas in my car because gas jumped from 4.15, which was already high as hell, to 4.39. Now, I don't know about y'all, but my job is not paying me enough to pay bills, pay rent, buy groceries, and get gas. And the sad part is I get paid more than a lot of other people around me do. Like that's the sad part, is that what I'm making, or maybe even just a little bit under what I'm making, should be the minimum wage instead of 7.25 or 7.75, whatever they bumped it up to. But it's not enough. And to top it all off, my experience, and this is just my experience as a Black woman in America, they want to overturn Roe v. Wade. Now, if you don't know what that is, or if you haven't heard anything, please go do your research. Basically, it's a right to police women's bodies that they're going to have if they overturn this. They want to ban abortions. They want to ban most contraceptives, including the emergency abortion pills and condoms. Now, apparently, they're trying to add in. Let me just say this before I get upset, because I am upset about this. The only thing overturning Roe v. Wade is going to do is cause more unsafe abortions. It's a power thing, y'all. They're only doing this for control. And by they, I mean the government, the people who are in charge, the old white people who are in charge, who've been in charge all of our lives pretty much. They just want power. Because why do you really care that much about whether there's children or not? And let me put the pieces together like I did. I was talking to my mom about this yesterday. Here's all the pieces, right? We were in a pandemic. They were expecting the pandemic to be a big baby boom. That is not what happened, considering the fact that y'all don't pay us enough to survive before the pandemic, and now during the pandemic, you're still not paying us enough, and people are quitting their jobs because of it. So if I can't afford to just me live, what makes you think that I'm going to have a baby? So the baby boom was supposed to happen during the pandemic. Now people did have kids, but it was nowhere near the expected numbers that they thought it was going to be. So they formulated this plan to, and this is not a conspiracy theory. This is literally, you can track everything that I'm saying. Like, they decided, okay, well, how are we going to get them to have more kids? Because we still need a working class. And if they're not having kids, we're not going to have a working class. And that means the wealthy won't be wealthy no more. They're not going to be as sitting as comfortably as they are right now. Like, if there's no working class, that's one or two less pillows that they're sitting on, basically. So they decided, oh, we're going to overturn Roe v. Wade. We're going to stop abortions. That'll force them to have kids. But we're not going to up the pay. We're not going to do anything about the high mortality rate in Black women in America. We're not going to do anything about the fact that we're trying to get rid of condoms. So now y'all not going to want to have sex because STDs do exist. There's literally nothing appealing about having a child right now. Like, y'all want us to, and by y'all, I'm not speaking to my audience. I'm not talking to y'all directly. I'm not talking about y'all directly. I'm saying in terms, they want us to have all of these kids and make all these children for what? What about this is appealing? I can't afford to take care of me, let alone another mouth. Then on top of that, there's a shortage in formula. But y'all want us to have babies. There's a shortage on formula. Y'all want to get rid of safe abortions, regardless of what the situation is. Because I can guarantee you, if they overturn Roe v. Wade, there's still going to be abortions happening. There's still going to be children getting dropped off in front of churches, in front of fire stations. They're not stopping anything but the safe part of it. Literally, there's nothing. There's going to be doctors who are risking their medical license to make an extra buck by still doing abortions. They're not stopping anything but the safety portion of it. Like, it doesn't make sense. You want us to have kids, but you're not paying me enough to take care of just me. You want me to have kids, but y'all don't care about the ones that are here already. The foster system is full of Black and brown babies right now. Kids not getting adopted because, oh, they're not a brand new spanking baby, or, oh, they're Black and I don't think I want to adopt a Black kid. Y'all want us to have babies, but the mortality rate for Black women is higher than any other race in the country. We're literally dying giving birth. Y'all want us to have kids, but y'all keep killing the ones we have. How does that work for you? You want us to make more of a working class, but every time we turn around, y'all are murdering the ones we've had. Nothing about this screams, oh, I should go and have a kid right now, especially a little boy, because I, as a Black woman, would be having a Black son. That does not, none of it's appealing. Nothing about adulthood right now is appealing. Like, the fact that gas jumped from $4.15 to $4.39 overnight. Mind you, $4.15 is already high because America don't know how to mind their business and want to be a part of any and everything else. Like, we don't have oil rigs and oil in this country. They're choosing. This is a choice, y'all. They're choosing to go and have wars with other countries and bother other countries for oil when we have it right here. They want to outsource and mind the business that don't pay us because, mind you, they're trillions of dollars in debt. Trillions of dollars in debt. But you want us to pay student loans back? You expect for us to go to work, but you're not paying us enough to even buy the gas to put in the car to get to work. This shit is ghetto, y'all. I know it's kind of a little bit of a rant. Like, this episode is probably going to be seen more as a rant than anything else, but it's ridiculous. All of it is ridiculous. Bills are high. Rent is high. Y'all want us to pay $1,000+ for an apartment that was built in the 70s. I giggle about it, but it's not funny, actually. Y'all want us to be okay with paying that much money for something that's not even renovated. Y'all are charging $1,000 a month with no utilities included. I bet you the people in the leasing office don't even make that much. It's not adding up. Everything has gone up. Inflation, whatever you want to call it. Groceries are high. You know, a 4-pound bag of chicken wings is $17.48 right now. Y'all expect us to have kids, but we can't feed them. Portion sizes are getting smaller. Containers are getting smaller, yet the price is staying the same or going up. Because if you look at the what are those? The Keebler M&M cookies. The family size used to be bigger than what it is now, and the price is still the same, if not higher, depending on where you're shopping at. This shit is ghetto, y'all. And that's just the finances and the government part. That's not even dealing with the fact that we are in our 20s and have to navigate friendships. Well, let me rephrase that. We have to navigate relationships, because friendships are a form of a relationship. Family is a form of a relationship. Romantic relationships too. Like, we have to navigate all of that on top of making sure we can still pay to live where we live, making sure we can still eat, making sure we can still get around. And oh, don't let you have mental health issues, because now you have to juggle your depression or your anxiety or your whatever disorder it is beating your ass every day, plus having to juggle, oh, I still got to pay bills. I still got to go to work. I still got to buy gas. I still have to eat. Nothing about any of adulthood is appealing right now. So if there are any younger listeners listening, please hear me when I say this. And I know you're probably tired of hearing your parents or whoever is raising you say this, but don't rush to get grown. The aesthetic is real cute. Like, oh, I can stay out all night long if I want to. But in reality, you got to go to work in the morning. Why would you want to stay out all night? You ain't going to get no sleep. Then you're going to be tired. Then you're not going to want to function throughout the day at work. You're going to be half-assing at work. There's no, I won't say that there's no bright side to being an adult, but there is no, you're in charge is what I'll say. You're in charge of everything. You're in charge of, I got to put groceries in the refrigerator. I got to keep the house clean. I got to make sure that I'm showering and doing my regular hygiene stuff. I have to make sure that I get to work on time or I get to school on time. Nobody else is doing that for you when you're grown. In high school, there's a set routine. I set an alarm. I got to be at school by this time. And my folks going to make sure I'm up to get to school by that time. I got to go. If I got to go to practice, if you have extracurricular activities after school, they make sure you get to those on time. They make sure you stay at those and you get home safely. When you're an adult, all of that is up to you. When you live at home or when you're at home with your folks and you young, it's like, okay, I'm going to eat whatever they cook tonight, or I might go get some fast food. When you're an adult, you have to make that decision. Do I have the groceries to cook a meal tonight, or am I going to be eating a 4 for $4 from Wendy's? And I laugh, but these are seriously everyday decisions you have to make. Like, when you wake up, it's not, oh, I have to go to school, or they're going to put me out, or I have to go to work, or I'm going to get arrested for not going, because that's what truancy is with school. You get basically arrested, or your parents get arrested for you not going. With work, it's like, oh, I have to make the decision to go to work to make money, to live, to survive. It's an endless, you're in charge, nobody else is in charge. So here's my suggestion. Take charge. Start early. I'm not going to tell you to save and all that other stuff. I know I said I'd give financial advice, but realistically, with the cost of everything and the minimum that we're getting paid, it's unrealistic to think, oh, I can save 25% of every single check. It's not happening. Now, I'm not discouraging anyone from saving. Please do that. But if you can't, you can't. Like, there's no up, down, whatever you want to call it. If you can't, you just can't. And that's okay. Especially given the circumstances that we've been placed in. We are literally going into a second Great Depression, whether they want to say it like that or not. The food shortages, the Similac shortages, the gas prices inflating like that they are, the rent inflating the way that it is, and people not being paid enough to even pay regular bills. Like, it's gonna be another recession. It's coming. So if you can save, please do. And if you can't, brace yourself. That is the best advice I can give you, is to brace yourself. Like, right now, I'm bracing myself because I can live at my edge and say that I'm not able to save shoot, barely even $10 every check, because rent is one check, and then the next check after that goes towards all the other bills, like subscriptions, even though I just canceled a bunch of them, but still subscriptions, gas for my car, insurance, what else, um electricity bill, Wi-Fi bill, shoot, groceries. Like there's no saving right now for me. So hopefully by me saying that, somebody out there is not feeling as much pressure. Like maybe I just helped lift a weight off their shoulders of, oh, I'm trying to save, but I have to pay for this, and this. Breathe. Do not let this stuff stress you into the ground. Because I know for a fact, I just told my mother yesterday, don't expect any grandkids coming from me. Nothing about adulthood or America in general right now is screaming, I want to have a child. Especially with me being a black woman in America, nothing about this is screaming, have a child. There's a possibility I might die on the table. There's a possibility I might die after giving birth. There's the possibility that they might kill my child just for being black. And I want to take the time to say rest in peace to those who were just murdered, massacred in Buffalo. That scares me, y'all. That's ghetto. Like, I know I've been saying everything is ghetto, but that's scary. I've been scared to leave my house because I could step outside and just be murdered just for being black. That is literally the most frightful thing to think about. Like, not because I was picking with somebody, not because I got into an argument with someone, not because I took someone's parking space, but simply because the color of my skin offends you so much that you went and decided to kill me. That is not okay. It is not. Oh, I'm trying to keep it together. I'm sorry, y'all. That is not okay. It is not right. Especially when it's the police and the people doing it. It's not okay. We're literally in danger every time we step outside. So all of this is ghetto, quite frankly. Insurance is also ghetto. I just recently went to the dentist. The work that I have to get done, my insurance is only covering half of it. And I have the highest dental insurance that I can get through my job. And my insurance is still only covering half of what I have to get done. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Nothing about it is, what I'll say is, stay young while you still can. Do not let this stuff give you gray hairs. Do not let this stuff stress you to the point of um, mental anguish. Just don't. Because it's all going to get laid in a grave one day eventually, including us. Don't put yourself in an early grave trying to figure out and make everything work. Like those people who believe in hustle culture, I applaud them. But when I get off work, I don't want to clock into another job just to make ends meet. When I clock out of one job, I don't want to be clocking into Instacart or Uber or Amazon to make ends meet. It shouldn't be this way. Now, my mom asked me a question yesterday and she was like, well, what can you do about it? Like, there's nothing there's nothing we can do. Yes, there is. And this is going to be a hot take. I might get canceled for this. Somebody might come looking for me for this. I say burn it all down. The best way to fix the system that we have now is to dismantle it and start over. Start from scratch. That's what this country started on anyway, from scratch. Start it over. Be real. Start it over. Like, there's no way they expect anyone to literally be surviving and okay with this, except for the people who are already wealthy, the people who've already had it passed to them, or the people who've already so-called got it out the mud and made that money. There's ways to fix all of this, but they're not going to anytime soon because they want it to be as effed up as possible. for those of us living below a certain tax bracket. It's ghetto out here, y'all. I swear it is. It's so ridiculously ghetto. But I'm gonna leave you guys with a tip for this week. The tip of the week is go get out in some nature, because with everything being so tight and pressure on everyone all the time right now, the best way I've found that I can decompress is to go sit outside, touch some grass, as a lot of people I've heard have been saying. Touch some grass, go sit outside and take some deep breaths, go on a hike, go for a walk, go fishing, do something that involves being around some nature so you can ground yourself. Because if you're relying on everything else around you to be solid, I promise you it's all shaky. It's all shaky rocks right now. Go find some solid ground and be one with nature. Like, go find your peace in that. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate everyone for listening and listening to me basically rant for 20-ish minutes about how ghetto America and adulthood is. But thank you guys so much for continuously tuning in. I am very grateful for everybody showing much love and giving much feedback and things like that. So this was another episode of In the Mix with Millie. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.